Number 10, Daniel's crane kick. For real? The Karate Kid? Daniel's crane kick. Okay. Hey folks, welcome back to the SuperCaZt. This is Steve Z here, and doing something a little bit different here. This is not a podcast, this is a react video, which, yeah, I tried this, I guess, last year about this time. And yeah, those videos didn't do so hot. I was not very good at it. And also, just don't have time for it. Podcast is a little more important. So here we are. I'm going to be reacting to something, a list that I came across last week, but I didn't read it because I was like, I want to react to that. I want to see what this thing is. And that is the top 10 most epic finishing moves in martial arts cinema. And I'm coming at this because I have a little bit of expertise. Yes, there's definitely movies I have not seen, especially when it comes to like 70s martial arts films. I don't know what it is. There's so many that came out after Bruce, and I just haven't gotten into them too much. So there's a lot that I probably haven't seen, so I can't really speak to that. I mainly said around the 80s and 90s. That's kind of what mainly I've watched. And even then, like, I might be missing something. And obviously with a list of like 10, you're bound to miss stuff. But kind of what I want to do is I want to look at their list, think about what could possibly be on there that they might have left off, and maybe add a few more. Once again, this is like my opinion, so hopefully you don't get too offended. And if so, I think that's why they have lists like this. So here I am. I'm recording my screen now. This is from Screenrant, who is... I've read some of their stuff. I can't remember if they're any good or not. I know sort of their idea is, hey, click on this, read our stuff. We were looking for clicks. We're looking for engagement. That's kind of how they make their money. And plus all these ads that are down here. So here we go. Let's look at our picture here. We have Jet Li, of course, Shinjin and Fist of Legend, and we have Jackie and Drunken Master 2, and we have Bruce and can't really tell. Maybe Enter the Dragon, maybe Big Boss. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But yeah, here's what it says: 10 most epic finishing moves in martial arts movies. Martial arts movies are well known for elaborate fight sequences with a feature distinctive finishing move, which has been teased throughout. Huh. So I guess that's part of it. It can't just be cool. It's got to be teased throughout. Okay. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was part of their criteria. So I'll have to think about that whenever I come to these and I critique these a little bit. But let's see what they got here. Number 10. All right, we're going to skip all this stuff because, yeah, we don't need that. Number 10, Daniel's crane kick. For real? The Karate Kid? Daniel's crane kick. Okay. I'm just trying to figure this out. Is this the kind of list we're in for? Because, yeah, this is iconic. It's something that as a kid I emulated so much. I mean, The Karate Kid's a pretty good movie. I'm not going to say it's a bad film or anything, but number 10 finisher in history of film. I don't think it's worthy. I'm sorry. Just think about it, guys. If somebody was to do this thing in like an actual fight, how's that gonna go? Is that gonna work out for you? No. So even within the context of the film, hasn't Johnny shown that he's a pretty good fighter to this point? And yet he gets laid out by the crane kick. I don't know. Hot take. I think the crane kick's kind of overrated. I guess it makes more sense than the drum technique, which we don't even get to see. But I don't know. I can't get past this, guys. I'm acting way too exaggerated about this. I guess let's see what they're why they would be saying this. Okay. So crane kick, it is set up in the film. They do a good job of teasing it. We see Mr. Miyagi doing it. So maybe that's what they're going for. I think within context of the film, it's very memorable. I think this sequence does work very well. At least I mean, I loved this scene as a kid. I just got so hyped for it. And I guess if that's what you're going for, and not just martial arts skill or prowess or reality or anything like that, I guess it's pretty cool. Makes the top 10? Probably not. But I think I can make a case for it. I think I want to give them some slack here. Yeah. And I like this film. Like I said, I was obsessed with it as a kid. 1 and 2, I watched them to death. So maybe we'll leave it in there. Yeah, we'll say that's cool. Okay, the 5 point palm exploding heart technique from Kill Bill Volume 2. Okay, I didn't see this coming. All right, so I'm gonna do it opposite this time. Okay, so why would they have it in here? Well, it's a great sequence. It's a very memorable sequence. I would say the fight, the kind of fight that it is, it's just like a few moves and then she does it. That part's not the best, but I think as far as context of the scene, it works really well. I think Pai Mei introducing it, just getting set up with that, I think that's effective. And this is something that I like, because these two films, I like them both. Kill Bill Volume 1 obviously is the spectacle, it's the action, it's the insanity. That one is all crazy, and great fighting in that one. And the second one, not as much fighting. I mean, she uses the sword, but it's more of a prop most of the time. And yeah, I guess we get the Pai Mei stuff, but other than that, there's not a lot of fighting. It's more talking, which that's what I kind of like, is we get more into the characters, we get more into this world a little bit, we know motivations a little bit more, and we see the drama that's kind of underneath this B film. But I just remember, I don't know, the more I think about it, I remember this was kind of disappointing actually in theaters. Like, I like it now, I like this ending, but when I was in high school when this film came out, I remember being blown away by the first one. Like, the first one, I was like, this is insane. This is one of the best movies I've ever seen. Then this one that was older, I was ultra hyped for. And then we get to it and there's no fights. And this one at the end is just kind of, yeah, that's Bill, he's dead. And I see why they did it. I mean, look at we got David Carradine here. He's getting kind of old. He probably can't move that well. I don't think he ever could that well, but I digress. So I don't know. It's definitely an interesting inclusion here. I can see why it is, just because it's a good film and it's a memorable scene. I love it how he just walks off and dies like that. That's pretty cool. But is it worthy of the top 10 finishers of all time? Probably not. I actually like the one for the first one a little bit better. The Oren fight. Yeah, that, to me, that's a finisher that is worthy of a list like this, because it just kind of, I mean, me, a finisher, if I hear that word, my jaw is hitting the table. I'm just like, are you serious? That's insane. You know, that's my reaction with a finisher. So didn't really get that with a 5 palm exploding heart technique, and it's really hard to say. So I guess that's part of the reason why they included it on here. But yeah, I think the Oren one's better. All right, scrolling down. Okay, we get some Jackie on here. All right, Jackie. The overhead throw from Drunken Master 2. Yeah, I like it. And more I think about it, I'm like, that is a pretty awesome sequence. If you guys haven't seen the film, it's awesome. Really long fight sequence where Jackie just gets pummeled. And that's actually something I'm starting to appreciate more with Jackie, is how he can take beatings like that. And it's just really cool. Like, I just watched The Young Master the other day, and he gets the crap kicked out of him. It's just awesome. But this, going back to Drunken Master, yeah, he gets beat up, and then he drinks a bunch of alcohol, then he starts kicking butt, and it's pretty epic. It's pretty awesome. Is it the best Jackie finisher? I'm gonna say no. No, I'm thinking of the ones with Benny. I like those a little bit better. So maybe they're down further in this list. But I like those better. And what else? I guess he's got some... one that just jumped in my mind, even though it's not really a finisher. I mean, it's just a really cool sequence that's kind of like a finisher, is at the end of Police Story when he beats the heck out of the drug lord. And the reason why I think it as a finisher, because he just wails on that guy, and it's so rewarding. Because to me, I noticed that a lot in a lot of martial arts films is whenever the bad guy is such a pushover and the protagonist is just beating the crap out of him, it's more satisfying than it should be, just because we know this is a terrible individual, and Jackie just, yeah, he kills it. He destroys this guy. It's pretty awesome. So I put that one on there probably, but I'll save that for later. Maybe they do have some more Jackie stuff down here. Bruce Lee's brutal foot stomp, Enter the Dragon. Yes, I love this. So this is when he fights O'Hara, and O'Hara killed his sister, so there's got some history there. He has no right to kill, or he has the right to kill O'Hara, but he decides not to. And then O'Hara, yeah, he's that guy. And we talked about this in our episode on this. O'Hara just takes it too far. So Bruce does this classic finisher on him, and yeah, I remember the first time I saw this, it blew my mind. I was like, I cannot believe they just did that in a movie. And then later that I saw it in like I think Mortal Kombat or something. But yeah, this was pretty epic, and I think it's low key probably Bruce's like some of his best acting he's ever done. So I'm a fan of this one. Yeah, this is good inclusion. Okay, 5 Fingers of Death, Iron Fist technique. Okay, so I gotta come clean, guys. I said I don't watch a lot of 70s martial arts films. I have not seen this film. So yeah, you can take away my badge, my license, whatever. I gotta watch it. It looks pretty cool. And I'll just read a little bit about it. So he's Shaw Brothers, yeah. King Boxer, okay, yeah. That sounds pretty cool. The hands to glow red and deliver devastating blows that quickly subdue the thug. That sounds pretty cool. So, yeah, I'll probably check this out. I can see one they would have that on here. So I'm not going to take that one off the list or critique it, because I haven't seen it, so I don't know how that looks. But it sounds pretty epic. All right, number 5. Jean-Claude Van Damme's Flying Kick, Death Warrant, 1990. Okay, so... Jean-Claude Van Damme, do I like him being on this list? I guess his stuff in the 80s, it was pretty cool. Yeah. I probably would have had Bloodsport or Kickboxer, one of those finishing moves on here instead. I think those are a little cooler. Yeah, especially Bloodsport. Yeah, I would have had that. But I guess Jean-Claude Van Damme could be on here. I hate saying that guy's name, by the way. Yeah. Tony Jaa's knee drop, Ong Bak. Yeah, I remember watching this the first time, and he fought so hard. He's like wailing in that. And yeah, the Muay Thai stuff, it's pretty cool on film. And Tony Jaa was an insane martial artist for the time. So yeah, I could see what is on here. This was a pretty cool finisher. My favorite actually is from this film is when he one-shots that guy. Whenever there was that whole hype about them fighting those guys, and the guy just charges at him and just one-shots him. I love it. I love that scene. Always gets reaction. Yeah. Monkoy Spear Hand Attack, Buddha Assassinator. I have not seen this. But I do like Monkoy. I'm glad that they got him on here. I guess because he just died recently? Maybe. But this looks pretty cool. Yeah. I'll have to check that out. It's from Buddha Assassinator. And I will say my little spiel on 70s Hong Kong films for a sec, or just 70s martial arts films. So I've seen some. I've saw a lot of the Sony Chiba stuff, if you want to include that on here, and I used to just randomly find a lot of stuff in like the dollar bin and watch some of those. So I definitely am a fan. They just don't do it for me the same way as the 80s and 90s. So it takes me longer to get around to it. I don't know if it's the period pieces or it's just the way it's shot, the way it's edited, the way they fight. I don't know. Other than the Bruce stuff, it's hard for me to get into, but I'm starting to. I mean, I just watched 2 of Jackie's the other day, and it's 70s Jackie's starting to click for me finally. So I'm happy with that development. So I'll probably check this one out. Going back to this list. Now, of course, I've seen this Jet Li's Belt Sword Combo, Fist of Legend. So is it better than the stuff and Fist of Fury? I don't know. Now this is pretty epic. I can see why they have it on here. I think Jet Li does need to be on here. I remember watching Romeo Must Die as a kid, and that part with he finishes that one guy and they show like the inside of the X-ray, I guess, of his skeleton, what was happening. I thought that was the coolest thing. So I always thought Jet Li, he was pretty brutal guy. Yeah, this was a good fight too, and it's because I think what I'm seeing a lot of these is for it to be a good finisher, there has to be some sort of build-up. There has to be some stakes. Like in this case, he's wanting revenge. He is fighting for his people, for his race. So he's going all out, and this finisher is kind of like him putting all of his emotions in that. So yeah, I think this is a good one to have on here. I probably would have had something from Fist of Fury before I had this one, just because it's kind of a remake, but I guess it's one time where remake's kind of good because we get to see what happened if Jet Li was this character, so it's pretty fun. Plus, Jet Li, he's one of the best angry fighters. I think you couldn't recast him with some of these other guys, just because Jet Li, when he's angry and he's fighting, he just fights with this cold anger, and it's just awesome. So yeah, I think I would love this inclusion here, Chin Chin. And finally, last one, Bruce Lee's dagger kick from the Big Boss. So this is our last one on here. This is the number 1. And I think this is pretty good. This is a good fight. I think the one from Enter the Dragon where he kills Han is a little bit cooler. And now that I'm thinking about it, there's no Chuck Norris versus Bruce Lee on here. No Way of the Dragon finisher. So I'd probably put Way of the Dragon on there over this one just because of that. But hey, it's Bruce. Bruce is awesome. He delivers the awesome slow motion final blow. So I'll take it. All right, so that's the end of their list. Not a bad list. I can see where they're coming from. They're being pretty judicious, or I guess democratic with their representation. They don't want too much of one person on there, even though I guess we did get 2 Bruces, but like I said, it's Bruce. He can be on there twice. Plus, you're limited to 10. You can't have everything on there, but I'm sure you guys probably come up with some that they left off. Please leave those in the comments. As far as ones that jumped in my mind, I would definitely want to sub in our Drunken Master one, just because I think the ones with Benny were, especially the one from Wheels on Mills where he knees him out the window, I probably would have included that one just because it's Wheels on Mills. It's got a place in my heart, and I just love the end of that epic fight, just kneeing him out the window. It's just awesome. Probably one from Police Story 2. I love how he takes out all those guys. Yeah, definitely something from there. And we need the Jackie ending on there, I think. And Yoon, yeah, I would probably put a Yoon Bu or a Yoon Biao, however you like to say his name. I won't get into that again, but it's I think he would be great. Even though every time I'm thinking of like any of his finishers, they like come in, like the middle of his fights, like the one from Righting Wrongs. This is crazy. Like, how many spins did he do it at? Is that a 540? Yeah, the 540 kick. Yeah, that was pretty cool. So I would probably would have put that on there. And I guess his finishing move from Dragons Forever is pretty cool. Just because that whole fight's really cool, and just how he just kind of does that one thing out of nowhere. I remember the first time I watched it, I had to rewind it just because I'm like, what did he just do? How did he do that? But yeah, I'd probably include those. What about any Western stuff? What am I forgetting? Oh, Roadhouse. Come on. Roadhouse, of course. Yeah, the Dalton throat. The guy rips the guy's throat out. How was that on here? I mean, when else have you seen that in a film? That's what I would like to think of too. Is like when I'm thinking of these finishers, it's something that blows your mind. It's something that you've never seen before. And I remember seeing that as a kid and just be like, what? And then I was done. So yeah, I'd probably include Dalton on here. If you're going to include some Western stuff like they did here, you got to have Roadhouse, the best American martial arts film ever made. So that's my 2 cents on Roadhouse. So that's all we got for this thing. I'm going to wrap it up. Leave some comments, like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to 7 Days of SuperCaZt Christmas. See you tomorrow with, I think it's going to be a podcast. Check that out. Batman Returns Christmas podcast. You guys be good.